I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie.
Or no?
Raise Dead, what, sorry?
The spell, does it work as written in the book or no?
Why do you ask?
It's a common spell to be modified, nerfed, tweaked, adjusted. Because I'm thinking about taking it.
I have no super, changes for it, no.
Alright.
Follow
I
your
haven't
dreams.
fully decided, but that's probably which way I'm going.
Alright, follow your dreams.
This is a note. Am I popping at all or like crackling in the mic?
Oh, you're good.
Okay, I'll make
Not
sure.
that I've
It's been
noticed.
doing that earlier. Cool.
Cool. Alright. So now that I've thrown down the gauntlet of shitty shanties for liches, shall we, oh yeah, is everybody 11? Did everybody level up?
Oh, right.
Did all of you do
Did.
the thing?
I have irresistible dance now.
Well,
This is probably as good a time as any to...
Oh, shit. I need to turn off LastPass. Fuck. No.
1 second, I do have a list of specific spells for Yualia that you can take, and one of them is Darude's Irresistible.
A long-term goal of mine.
I just want to point out how ironic it is that you have spells like that, but yet the sort of dabbing is not.
That is fair. Got you there.
How about a nice hearty fuck you?
Fuck you, I do what you want.
Also
That's a
fair.
spell for you.
No, the sort of dabbing is... Oh god, I just called it that myself. Now it'll never stop. The dancing sword will never be referred to as that. Or rocks will fall and you will die.
Welp.
Alright. Yeah. Darude's Irresistible.
It always, like, the
Alright.
very last word always gets cut off with it. Like, Darude's Irresistible is like... It's like one of those, like, unnecessary censorship type.
Probably because I'm on push to talk and I keep releasing it too early, I assume.
Raise meat, I'm all for.
Keep in mind, this is a 5th level spell slot. This is not a small amount of meat.
Obviously, you gotta do raise head and just lift someone's head up.
Yes, that
Are you kidding me? That's an instant boner.
otherwise known as the Viagra.
Yeah. Basically.
Raise lead. It's good
Um,
for carrying heavy things.
Okay. Should
So
we
many.
actually begin?
Speed.
Raise bead? Yes. Please cast raise bead. You create strings of beads that emerge from the ground and entangle your enemies with their beadiness.
And their beady eyes.
Oh god,
Welp.
that's horrible. We're less than 10 minutes and we've already reached this level. Oh,
Gotten more sleep this
Alright.
time.
I did.
Hooray.
I did. Alrighty. Should we actually get started?
Okay.
Everybody's level 11.
Alright.
We're in the midst of it. That
We get a
sounds-
long rest too, somewhere in there.
No, we just walked into the room with what's his face.
No, you just walked into the next area of the maze. You still have not gotten a long rest yet. It's okay. You'll get one soon. Probably.
This is fine.
So
Everything is fine.
who does remember what we did last session?
We went through
I
more
was
of
under the
Lich
impression
Maze.
Finished the maze.
You think?
Yeah. You went and killed some of the things that he referred to as degenerates. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. You fought a devourer, you fought some Bodaks. Raised dad to Bower?
Yeah.
Please don't make me figure out what that would do. You fought some Bodaks, you fought a devourer, you even squared off against a Death Knight, and came out victorious.
Ah.
A plus. And you hit
Gold
level
star.
11. And at the end of all that, you were at the very end of this area of the maze, and you heard lich laughter echoing up the stairs, or echoing down the stairs to where you guys are. As you entered the doorway and walked up the stairs. Did I miss anything important? You found some sweet potions, made some terrible jokes, as is tradition. Anything else?
Not that I recall.
No.
Nope. Looks like we are all almost dead, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got wrecked.
Barely made it through, but we did technically make it through.
Yes. Oh, and you wrote a theme song for the Lich.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with a drunken Zaylin? What do you do with a drunken Alright. But you continue up the stairs through the lichy laughter, and eventually you find yourselves in a library. The library is several stories tall, done up in a Gothic cathedral type style, with stacks of books peeking out through archways all around. There are many unruly piles of books scattered around the ground as well. There are various scrolls and pages and books floating in the air as well, with magical glyphs surrounding them. And in the very center, where a beam of sunlight comes through the windows of the library, there is a single book floating above a pedestal with rings of magic about it. You continue to hear lich laughter as a skeleton in blue robes and a red cloak rounds the pedestal with the large book on it. He's wearing a golden crown with black magic trailing from his hands, and he looks at a lot of you. You actually killed my degenerates. I think in a weird little way, I'm going to miss them. They were a nice, self-replenishing little bit. You know, I'd send adventurers in, they'd kill everything but the Death Knight, but then the Death Knight would use their bodies to summon up another Devourer and some more Bodax and all of those, and keep trying to break out. Very handy. Anyhow, congrats. You lived. You made it through. Normally there's more sounds of celebration at this point.
Is the price paid for what we are asking now?
For releasing Remus? Oh. As soon as he brought up the idea, I knew I was going to do it anyways. An idea like that? Oh, can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. It's going to be so amazing.
Happy to oblige.
Kristona does not look happy to oblige, but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, said somewhat facetiously.
Hey, you asked.
We did.
Don't get snippy with me.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Good.
Really?
Oh, he likes the song. It went over well. What can I say? Anyhow. Gonna need maybe a day or two more to finish ripping open the fabric of time and letting him out.
Involves ripping open time.
Yeah. I mean, he's trapped in a cage literally fashioned from time. So, yeah.
Why is that allowed and not certain spells by the ones in the tower?
I felt like it. Besides, the tower people need to have some fear put into them. Bunch of jackasses. He shakes his head a little bit. Come on, you met them. Don't tell me you think that they can be trusted with ultimate arcane power.
Slight arch of the
break-
brow, as in.
They'll break the damn world out of curiosity.
You potentially break it out of amusement instead.
Nah. I like this world. It's kept me amused for 2,000 years. It'll keep me amused for a little while longer, I imagine. Besides, some of my best acts have happened on this world. And if I burn it, then, or break it, then I'll have to go to another world and I'll have to teach them all my song, my song myself. And that's just too much work. That's another thing you have to do, by the way. You have to teach people the song. It's very important to me.
Okay.
Very good for something you pulled out of your ass.
Thank you.
John just looks at the rest of the group like, can we go now?
Me and my 4 hit points are totally down with that idea. Anyway, it was nice visiting you and all, but we do want to get back to our lovely, lovely home.
Well, specifically to our ship.
Yeah, you had that little girl on the ship who seemed very distressed when you left.
Right, so we'd like to get back to her.
Sure. Oh, how could I forget? He waves a bony hand, and a black spectral mage hand comes towards you all carrying a sack that's jingling. Some extra winnings, just to keep things, make sure you keep things interesting.
Yeah, giving us a sack of gold. Is that what this is?
He is giving you a sack of gold.
All right. How much?
20,000.
So 5,000 each.
He's giving it to you in a bag of holding as well. Keep the bag. I've got hundreds of the damn things lying around.
I've already got one, so if anybody else wants it.
I don't
Yeah.
have one yet.
Alternatively, I could also take it, and then we can make a bomb later.
We could always make a bomb later.
Yeah.
Is my answer to that.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know, we might want to visit the astral plane.
I mean, yeah.
There's definitely better ways to do that than putting a bag of holding inside another bag of holding.
There's a knickknacks magic sack.
Oh, you're right. I could always just ask
Okay.
Nolan to cascade again. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll go well. Now, you got any other stupid things you want to ask? Or entertaining things to propose.
Why is the sky blue?
Because air is blue.
Wait, I thought air was clear.
I know what I said.
The druid is not gonna say anything.
Yeah, no, I think we're good for now.
Well, you know how to get in touch with me if you have anything else you want to do.
So,
And
real quick before we leave, how does him freeing Ramus work? Is he gonna? Do we need to go
Nope.
find Ramus now, or?
Nobody's asked.
Yeah.
I'm asking now.
Oh,
'Cause, I mean, like Ramus is. It's not just that Ramus gets released; it's that he gets released to us, to our custody.
yeah.
He's not going free. He's going on parole. So, is he just gonna show up on the ship, or do we need to go find him, or what's the deal?
Worrisome silence.
Did we get an answer in Discord was breaking on me, or
Not that I've heard.
Yeah, I can't hear.
is Discord breaking on David?
This is a very awkward, dramatic pause.
The most dramatic of pauses.
Well, fuck. Oh no.
Yep,
Rip.
looks like it.
Shit. No. Curse you, Canada.
Rip in peace.
Technical difficulties. Please hold. Do 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 do. So D&D Beyond.
Anybody else got any more verses for Drunken Zaylen?
Hmm.
I was trying to come up with some way to make draw dicks on his skull with a permanent marker fit into the rhyme into the
Draw dicks
scheme,
on a skull
but
with a
didn't
permanent
quite
marker.
work.
Draw dicks on a skull with a permanent marker. Draw dicks on a skull.
I'm sorry, you're gonna draw dicks on what?
Drunken
Oh, he's
Zaylen
back.
skull. What do you do with the Drunken Zaylen?
Draw dicks on his skull?
With a permanent
With
marker.
a permanent marker.
That may lead to very permanent consequences.
But it's a perfectly valid verse.
I
Sure.
mean, I feel like hiding his phalanges in a dusty dungeon would also probably lead to ramifications.
Probably.
Uses ropes as a devourer's loincloth. Uses ropes as a devourer's loincloth.
When did I cut off?
Right
I was
after
asking
we asked,
how we'd
yeah.
meet up with Ramus, and we got nothing.
Okay. I'll send him to you. Just don't touch any of the bubbles in the meantime.
Bubbles.
Okay. You want to clarify that at all?
Well, I'm ripping open the fabric of time to free him. There may be some bubbles.
Don't touch time bubbles. Got it.
Or literal bubbles. There's a surprising amount of overlap.
Got it.
Blink.
Stare at Bauer. We
Yeah.
got it, right?
What?
Right. Anyway, I think that about covers it.
Sent to us, but contained.
Why would I do that?
Looks at
That doesn't sound
Sadok.
fun at all.
Should be okay.
All I'm going to do is free him, maybe have a little bit of a chat with him, and then send him your way.
Chat.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. But I don't think there's anything we can do about it, so...
You're right. There isn't. He grins a very toothy skeleton grin at you. When you ask a lich to tear down time for you, these are the prices you pay.
You know, I still feel like we went with the lesser of two dicks here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't that our goal to go with the lesser dicks traveled?
The dick less traveled?
Yeah, that.
I mean, I guess. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well. I still can't fucking believe you guys actually did this.
Really?
Do you even know us, David? How many years?
Sound right.
Perfectly in line with any of our parties. I think the real surprising thing is that we hadn't done this already.
It's like you don't even know us, David.
Anyhow. Toodaloo, don't forget to write. I'll keep you in mind next time I need some, I don't know, entertainment or souls. I don't know. How do you feel about soul reaping?
Firmly against.
Do any of you have a resume that I can look over and see if you'd be a good fit for any of my future adventuring needs?
Honestly, just thinking about soul reaping makes my back hurt.
Makes what?
My back hurt.
A plus. Well, that's disappointing, but understandable. So few adventurers carry resumes on them these days. Anyhow, toodaloo. He waves a hand and warps the lot of you back near your ship.
Near.
You splash down into the ocean about 100 meters from where you can see the small ship you were sailing on with Realm and with Realm and Gwaine. You can hear Realm shout, "Look, they're over there! They're in the water!"
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what my
Well-
CR is now because I'm half
well-
tempted to turn into a giant tortoise and people can just kind of grab on and swim.
Isn't it like half level?
Then probably
Might be a third level.
Third level.
third level. Yeah,
If
that
you're
should be alright.
wild shaping, yeah.
Yeah, then that's doable. So feel free to grab onto the giant tortoise.
Yes.
Okay. Wild shape into a giant tortoise, presumably with an enormous mushroom cap as the shell.
Yep.
Everybody clings onto it as the ship sails your way.
Like a tortera.
Yeah, basically. Realm looks over the side at you all. Are you okay? Are you all alive? Are you real?
Yes, to all of those, actually.
She slaps her hands together and casts Bigby's hand and lifts you all out of the water at once. And then the Bigby's hand dumps you all on the deck next to her. She looks at the lot of you, hands on her hips, scowl on her face.
Quickly change back.
Where did you all go? It's been 4 days that you've been gone. 4 days.
Just gives a look to Sadok.
Oh, just kidnapped by an insane undead, killed some other insane undead. It's fine.
You can't just vanish. You big, dumb idiots.
Did not
She comes
wish
over
to.
and gives Bauer a hug as she stops being able to pretend to be angry at you all.
Aw. Baka! She's totally a tsundere.
She hugs Bauer, and then she hugs Diggeroy, and then Stoke, and then Christona.
For a pat.
I'm very glad you're all right. I missed you.
We are glad to return. That was not pleasant. Is everyone here okay?
Everyone's fine. You just vanished off the ship right when we left the tower or the island.
Looks like the others. We
Wait a
wish
minute.
for no more dick less traveled.
Noted. In brighter news, Ramus should be free soon. We've been told not to touch the bubbles.
Oh, wait. You're serious? Ramus is coming home?
So we have been promised.
Sadok, if you're lying to me, I'm going to trap your soul in one of my paintings. I hope you know that.
That is moderately terrifying.
If
He-
you aren't, you're going to become my new favorite person after Ramus. And maybe Pretty Boy.
Well, it is hard to compete with Pretty Boy.
He is very pretty. He used to be old, but now he isn't.
He is not lying, though we worry about added conditions and what might be spoken between the Lich and Remus.
Yeah, that's concerning. You're gonna have to try to help keep him in line.
I can do that. As long as he's, free.
Well, we were told he should be free within a day or two.
So I'm so close. I miss him. Should we go home?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make a big feast. He was always very hungry whenever he escaped from prison. I don't think this time will be any different.
Probably not.
We are still unsure about this person with everything we have learned. However, if Realm believes he will be okay, we will believe Realm.
He'll be good.
Take a moment, then give it a slight nod.
And even if he's not, he can probably get the Falcon running again. Who doesn't want an airship?
A crazy person.
Exactly. There's no airships anymore. It's terrible. You want to head home to
I'll
the
give the
Visharad?
crew.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell the crew to start taking us back to Visharad.
All right. As luck would have it, you're actually very close by.
Hooray!
While we're on the way, I think I'm gonna try ascending at Remus just to see if he's free yet.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me. Okay. He is not free yet.
Okay.
Or your sending does not function. But no, he's not free yet.
Okay.
But you all make your way on back to the Visharad.
And I'm trying to look back and remember what all information I got from uh, pirate druid. Shit.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Sorrel. Zafar. Sorrel.
Gotta go to the mountains. Right.
Yes. Yes, he did say that. Anyhow. I can't remember exactly which Wild Magic Surge this happened from, but I do have it in my notes that this occurred. As you come back to the Visherod, you dock the ship. You appreciate the lovely new docks that have been put in. You notice something very peculiar. The island seems to be filled with rabbits. They're fucking everywhere.
As rabbits do.
They're fucking everywhere, or they're fucking everywhere.
Hey, oh, bunnies
Yeah.
in my brain.
There are just bunnies everywhere. They're hopping and making little bunny noises at each other, and sometimes, yes, they are fucking. But there are many, many.
Yeah, we have a bunch of druids on here. They gotta deal with, like, invasive species.
Every time somebody in the keep sees this one or a bunch of them, they start trying to kill them because there's so many. At several points, you smell the scent of burnt rabbit. As one of the clerics or one of the druids got a little overzealous with some fire magic and just cooked a whole bunch of them at once. But there are so many bunnies.
We have missed much.
Seems like it.
Welp.
So the keep is in a constant state of action as people keep trying to kill the fucking bunnies that are everywhere. But beyond that, the walls have been fully raised on the Visherod again. Um, the siege weapons on the walls look to be in operating condition. And grass is starting to grow here again. Some good work's been done while you were gone.
Looks much better. Except the
Indeed.
rabbits. Or just wander off to help some of the other druids clean up rabbits, probably. Invasive species, invasive species.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Monoke.
You very easily find Minoke. You can hear the sound of fireballs going off.
Is he roasting rabbits?
He is absolutely roasting rabbits. 20-foot by 20-foot sphere. Overseer, the rabbits have arrived.
So I
They
see.
are displeasing.
I also see you're making short work of them.
They keep appearing from somewhere. We
Hmm.
do not know where.
Hmm.
Despite the invasion of rabbits, we have continued production on schedule.
Good to hear. The material shipments came on time?
They did. The dwarves have also landed to begin prospecting or mining.
Okay. I'll need to meet with whoever's in charge of that.
Of course. My siblings have also. My fellow Auk. My my siblings have begun work on manufacturing new forms of Warforged. Is there anything, any type you would prefer them to focus production and research on?
Hmm. Let me think about that.
Of course. Overseer,
Hmm.
I have a not strictly facility related question for you.
Go ahead.
Do we have souls?
Creating Skynet!
That is an excellent question. I'm not sure I can answer it, but I will find someone who can.
But do you think we have souls?
Yes.
Minoke nods, and he doesn't have a mouth, but the little lights that form what passes for mouth on his face dim and illuminate themselves in a pattern approximately resembling a smile.
Telltale
nods
thing.
to you.
Manak will remember this.
Thank you, Overseer.
Keep working on the rabbits.
We shall. He casts a fireball over his shoulder as he
Your audio cut out again, David. Okay.
motherfucker.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
He casts another fireball over his shoulder at the rabbits as he says that.
Yeah.
Cool. We appreciate your honesty. All of us
Okay.
do.
I'll nod to him and head back into the facility.
Head back into the what, sorry?
The building. The
Into the keep?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's like
Most-
priests around, right?
There are priests around, yes.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to find Sadok for this one. Because, well, he's not that kind of priest very often.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
You can go find Sadok then. Sadok, what are you doing right now?
Probably would have started off visiting the tinkerer that we picked up. 'Cause she's got a
Right.
dagger ready for me.
She sure does. Did I send you the stats for that already?
Yes.
Dope. Yep. You find Sophia in the Tinkerer's workshop. She looks up as you come in. Oh! About time! Good to see you again. Got the mechanism down. Should be able to hold 2 poison vials instead of just the 1. The steel you gave me to work with is pretty good as well.
Excellent.
She hands it off to you.
Sorry, I'm just filling that out on my sheet. Yeah, it's really the only special thing I'm doing,
All right.
other than answering Digroy's question once he gets here.
Yeah,
Potentially.
kind of poke my head in. Excuse me, I have a quick question. Do robots have souls?
I think my Discord died. I missed anything anybody just said.
Hello?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah, no, I asked, do robots have souls?
starting strong.
it's a excellent question. Do I know?
I don't know. Make a religion check. I mean, none of you have exactly super researched the topic of whether or not Warforged have souls.
Yeah, say a quick prayer of guidance and see what we get.
All right. So it's unclear. It's unclear whether or not it's unclear whether or not they have souls. Because it kind of depends on what you think requirements for a soul are, right?
Like to know that one too.
Yeah. So like some people in universe define having a soul as having like sentience and freedom of will.
Wait, hold on. That's bullshit. Like, Zaylin can actually eat souls and use them as a resource. We can visit the gods. There has to be like some like definition of what a soul actually is.
The actual
Energy.
definition of what a soul actually is just fucking energy. It's energy that gives you an animating force that has some sort of footprint on it that is basically DNA for whatever it inhabits.
So theoretically, that if you could detect soul energy and cast that on a Warforged, you can figure out if they have that.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, since they're animate, they have at least some sort of, if not a real soul, an artificial soul that approximates what a real soul does. I mean, I think the only like way to tell for sure is to try feeding one of them to Zaylin or seeing if they end up in the afterlife when they die. But those don't
Which
sound
none
like
of you have tried.
particularly good ideas.
I mean, maybe if one of them dies, we can try bringing it back.
Sure.
You can certainly try.
Doesn't seem like the kind of experiment one goes out of the way to conduct, though.
It's unclear whether or not they have real souls, is the point. Do they have fake ones? Do they not have any at all? And are they just, animated enough to carry out orders? Or are they actual people with full defined souls?
We are going right back into the slave situation of Megara now.
Yes, I definitely know what you're referencing.
It begins anew.
Have actual souls. It means that somebody's figured out how to manufacture souls. most likely. So
And
that's
to be fair, people
another
manufacture
rub to
souls.
consider.
It's just called having kids.
Yes.
I mean, you can
But
do it
how
with
do you-
unskilled labor.
Ooh. Oof. That's a big oof.
Welcome to existentialism, anyone that's watching my stream. Here. Oh, man.
Yeah. There is no clear answer as to whether or not they have souls. This is entirely something for you guys to discuss what you think.
It seems like an experiment would be possible. We just have to figure out how to cast detect soul.
Like, how deep do we go down the commie route is the idea.
I don't know. If I find out they don't actually have souls, I might try and give them.
Ah.
So I'm sure
Pinocchio the
there's
shit.
plenty
Pinocchio the
of
shit.
horrific ways to do that.
Yes. There are
Trying to-
horrific ways to do that.
I'm trying to think of a non-horrific way to do that, and I'm not coming up with
I think
anything
we're
right
sinking
away.
down the we become gods route. Because
Hey, Diggeroy, make a religion check actually. On the topic of non-horrific ways to grant them souls.
oh,
Well, rip. So you're there too. Make this. Diggeroy, you'd know Minoka's probably mentioned to you at some point while briefing you about Warforged capabilities, sometime off screen because I didn't want to talk the whole fucking thing out, that the Warforged are currently incapable of using divine magic. None of them can. Sadok, if they didn't have souls, you suspect that they could be granted them. By a deity who was willing to basically, I guess, sponsor them. Take them on as like as their like patron race in a similar way to like Moradin, how Moradin does for the dwarves, or how like Lolth does for the dark elves. Food for thought. Did my audio die again?
No, we're just absorbing that information.
Okay. That's my offhand best guess of how you could give an entire bunch of Warforged souls.
Find them a
There-
patron deity.
There's probably definitely other ways to do it.
You could raid hell, steal all of the souls.
I mean, you're welcome to try, yeah.
And there are other afterlives we could raid as well.
that is how you fucking get Skynet. You put all of like the evil hell souls into the robots.
Yeah, I see no way that can go wrong.
You want Terminators? Because that's how you get fucking Terminators.
Much like reanimating dinosaurs, there's like 5 movies about why this is a bad idea. Okay. Well, while I ponder that, I'm also going to want to meet with the leader of the dwarf contingent.
Sure. His name is Hal Greatbeard. Probably should make a... 1 second. His name is not Hal. There's something to be said for keeping up themes. His name is Igor. Igor Greatbeard. Because apparently Igor is a Croatian name. And he looks at you as you arrive with Minoke.
Mhm.
Aye.
You're Igor?
Yes, I am Igor.
I'm Diggeroy.
Good to meet Diggeroy. Igor is currently in a small office that Minoke found for him. He's looking through some plans for a mine.
Have you had a chance to start looking for things yet?
We have prospected. Good metal here. Iron, mithril, even bits of adamantine. Far down, hard to mine, but here.
That is good news.
Have told to Manok. He has informed other Warforged of extra metals for use. I'm throwing up plans for mine.
Good to hear. So I remember the deal, right? We get a cut?
Yes. Cut for either building of new Warforged or profit.
Right. Well, I'm sure Minoke will be able to tell me what we can do with ours. Have everything you need?
For now. May ask Manok for Warforged to help with the dangerous part. Possible guess.
We'll turn to Minoke. Let me know when he asks. Also, I am aware that there were dark elves operating well below. Do me a favor. If you do encounter them, do not engage.
We never do. Earth Mother is always annoyed when we do.
Okay. And of course, be careful of the rut.
Of course. Is weird. Have not seen any rot in tunnels we dig.
That is interesting. Well, again, let me know if you need anything.
Of course. He nods and gets back to scribbling his plans for mine.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll leave him to his planning.
All right. He continues to plan as you.
What's Bauer been doing?
Good question. What has Bauer been doing?
Probably just wandering around, getting bored, finding a pub
Finding a what? Sorry.
bar.
You are on the Visherad.
Did
There
he
is
make a bar
no
for
way
you?
there isn't a bar set
That's
up
true.
somewhere.
Oh yeah, I was about to say there is a bar that's been set up by the Sapphire Sharks.
I'm
If there
surprised there's
wasn't,
just the one.
I would be looking for people drinking and join in.
No, the Sharks have definitely set up a bar. Um, the clerics don't join. The druids
I'm
occasionally
sure some of
bring
the
up.
clerics join.
A
They're
couple of
clerics
them
of
do.
tier.
That's
That's
true.
true. A few of the clerics join. The paladins do. Um, all of the sharks do. The druids don't often join, but whenever they do, they bring up a barrel of something really weird and really strong. And it just so happens that when Bauer arrives, they've done exactly that. And so everybody is trying this really weird mushroom liquor that the druids have managed to brew.
Fuck yeah, I'm in.
All right. Make me a few con saves. Let's see how this.
Is this the same shit that that pirate druid gave us?
No, he
Okay.
literally gave you magic mushrooms.
Right.
Cristono went on shrooms.
Double time.
Oh yeah. All right, Bauer, you do just fine holding your liquor with the sharks, as Diggeroy and Sadok are discussing whether or not the Warforged have souls. You managed to outdrink most all of the sharks, and very much impressed the druids. It tastes really gross, as you'd kind of expect mushroom liqueur to do, but you pound it back like a champ. They're very
As a
impressed by
do.
that.
Dude, you'd be so fucked up on that.
Oh, I imagine. The one time I've had moonshine, it did not end well.
Oh man, moonshine never ends well.
Nope.
Moonshine isn't the hard part there. It's the mushrooms. Because that might not boil out when you distill it.
Depends on the kind of mushroom, right?
Yeah, you gotta have the right kind. Or, yeah, right kind. To not kill you, but...
Well, this mushroom shit tastes terrible, but it is the fastest way you've ever found to go from point A to point blah.
Fair enough.
So, kudos to the druids for that. Actually, Bauer, roll me a D100. Let's see where you end.
Carousing on the Viscerad.
Accidental carousing.
Yeah, you carouse accidentally. Flint, while this is going on, you're sunbeaming the shit out of a bunch of rabbits.
Yeah, but that's only for a minute because I only have one of those slots.
They smell, for that minute, they smell delicious.
Yep.
Bauer, you wake up in your bed. You are spooning a whole ham. The ham is wearing a nightgown and lipstick.
I'm not going to ask questions, just like, ooh, morning snack.
Wow. Wow.
And then there was silence.
I'm debating whether or not. No, that's too weird.
Go on.
Is it?
At this point?
Yes.
Really? Really, David?
The ham tastes unusually salty as you eat.
Eh,
They always got me.
Gross.
Yeah, they got me. Anyhow. Anybody else want to join the carousing for the night?
Nope. Just want to see if I can find Garrett eventually. After a minute of...
Toasting rabbits.
Yep.
They smell delicious, as is tradition when roasting rabbits. You can absolutely go and find Garrett eventually, though. He is chilling downstairs, in the tunnels underneath the Viscerad in bear form.
Be awake.
You what, sir?
Is he awake?
No, he is not awake. He's curled up in bear form.
Hmm. Hmm.
There
Then...
are proverbs about sleeping bears.
Yeah. Not going to wake him up. She might put a quick note, like with her staff in like the dirt in front. It just says returned, spoke with, and oh shoot, I know this. Find it. I wrote it down. Where is... spoke with Zephyr. And then just leaves it at that. And goes back up.
The bear stirs a little as you're scribbling things with your staff. He opens one very large eye and Persona.
Oh.
Back.
Sorry, Garrett. We did not wish to wake you.
No problem. I tend to sleep with my ears open. How was your journey? Did you find Sorel?
Yes. We fought him and won and gained knowledge of the location of the primordial. We still need to find them and speak, but we believe we may have done so before, possibly, if we are correct.
Then why are you back here?
The journey was longer than we intended. There was the scrunches their nose, liches, at the word liches, involved. But the others wished to make a deal, which was done, and now we wait for the other side of it.
Garrett lets out a little growl at the mention of liches. Fucking liches. Did you find what you were looking for?
Some. We also gained more for the collective. I'll gesture to the staff at like a little bit of a Cry Nocta and the other new bit. We are learning to work together.
Where are you heading next?
We are unsure. We do wish to speak to the primordial in the mountains, but we do not know what the others wish to do first. If they will join us. They have someone they are attempting to gain custody of, in a sense. We must wait for them.
Best
Sure.
not to go on sorts of trips alone, Christona.
We do not intend to, but we are not. We are not going to force the others into our journey.
You might find them a little more willing to go with you than you expect. You seem like friends with them, aren't you?
We believe so. We do not believe they will deny it, but we will not force. We believe they will join us, though.
They will. Your adventurer friends. I've never met a group of adventurer friends who wasn't willing to go off on some harebrained journey to find some long-lost person or discover some weird treasure or apparently make a deal with liches.
Those did happen.
You'll be fine.
Give a nod at that. Has there been any change here with those of the below world?
A few more drow. They're all still wearing their masks. A couple of warnings, I think, in Undercommon.
Probably to be quiet.
Amongst other things.
I'm trying to
More
remember.
talk about it.
I'm trying to remember. It's been. We came back after dealing with the rot constructs and the rot things last time, right? We've already been back.
Yes, you did.
Okay, and already mentioned that too. Right. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Zephyr seem to believe that our course of action is to be stronger than Atula in a sense. Strength is power. Power is to listen.
He's not wrong, per se. If the rot is something of a Tula, and you're fighting against it, then you're fighting against her.
We understand we must fight Atula. We simply are still trying to understand what can be done if we manage it. How do we protect the land without her?
Maybe the Primordial will have answers. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll have to find them yourself.
We are expecting
You're
that.
heading into frightening and uncharted tunnels here, deep beneath the earth. The only answer and the only decision you can count on at the end of the day is your own.
We have heard that many times now. We are still trying to understand that, as we are still many voices already. We are not used to being alone in our thoughts as others are. Consensus is slow, but we will find one eventually, though it frightens us.
Good.
We are sorry for wrapping you up in our worries, Garrett, but thank you for listening.
Anytime, Christina. Anytime.
We will go find the others.
I'm sorry I can't be of more help to you.
And shakes head. You have been a very great help to us. You listen. That is more than many.
Garrett nods. True enough. Go find your friends. Let me nap. You do know there are sayings about poking sleeping bears, right?
Yes, which is why we poked the ground instead. Like a slight smile at that, and then bows and turns to walk away.
Kristona's learning actual expressions.
I mean, she was in a group with a bunch of misfit druids, so she at least knows those kind of things.
All right. Flint, Bauer, roll me D100, please. Ooh, Bauer, dead center. All right, Kristona, as you're leaving the downstairs of why do I keep calling it the downstairs? As you're leaving the tunnels underneath the Visharad, you see a strange couple of warpings in the air as you're moving forward, but they disappear pretty quickly. Bauer,
Yes.
as you're stumbling out of bed and snacking on some bits of the very salty ham, you swear that you might still be drunk because you're starting to see little bubbles coming out of the ground around you. Not many, but a few. Diggeroy, you see similar to Kristona, just a few warps in space as you're getting up and going to talk to Minok. Sadok, what are you doing the next morning?
It's a good question. Nothing in particular. Spend some time at. I'm assuming the clerics here have set up a temple of some sort.
Yes.
So yeah, just spending some time there.
Okay. Within the temple, as you enter, above the altar, there is an enormous, what looks like a bubble of distorted space. As you watch, one of the clerics throws a wadded up piece of paper into it, only for the piece of paper to essentially stop moving as soon as it enters the bubble.
Leave the bubble alone.
Yeah? You sure?
Yes.
It's humming faintly.
I will continue to watch it.
Okay. Upon closer inspection, the paper is moving just very, very slowly as you continue to watch it. Bauer, you poking any of the bubbles?
Probably not. Because I have beer.
That's probably wise. Probably. Cool. So, just before you start to make the leave for a midday meal, Sadok, there's a flash of golden light that occurs behind you. And a half elf stands suddenly in the church. He's wearing silver armor embossed with the symbol of the Treasure Hunters Guild. He has brown eyes, black hair. Nope, that's wrong. Green eyes, black hair. He looks just like Ramus. And he looks at you. Hi!
Hello, Ramus. I hope your departure from your prison wasn't too uncomfortable.
It was weird. I left. I was in the prison and I was popping places. And then I met what's his name?
Salin.
Right. Exalen. Keeps telling me to spell it with an X because it's cooler. He's so weird. But yeah, I met Exalen and he told me that you were going to be my parole officer?
Yes, we discussed this.
Yes. Yes, we did. You're Sadok?
Sadok, yes.
Sadok. Well, he goes over to you. My name, because I don't think I ever told it to you properly, and Setzer would be very annoyed if I did this improperly. My name is Ramus Silotient, former leader of the Treasure Hunters Guild and the Silver Breeze.
Good to make your formal acquaintance.
Good to meet yours.
Here, I'll show you around Vishrad. I'll give him a brief tour of the place while trying to find Realm.
Okay. Does Sadok keep like a journal or any sort of paper or notes on him at all?
He would probably have a small journal for like official business that's mostly encrypted.
Okay. Okay. Make a perception check. Hold on a sec, I have to calculate his... Actually, he's a rogue. He has reliable talent. He literally cannot... He can't have less than that.
God damn it.
Welp.
It was your idea to release the greatest thief to ever live.
This is true.
I know.
You don't ever notice him taking it, but you swear at one point or another that you spot Ramus holding the journal that you keep on you. And what do you know? He sure is. This journal is weird.
How so?
I don't know. It seems so... Aren't you an adventurer? It seems
Sometimes.
so mundane.
Thank you. May I have it back?
Sure. He passes it over to you.
You know, part of your parole is not to steal things like that anymore.
But I gave it back.
True.
I was always going to give it back. I just wanted to see.
In the future, you should ask to borrow things rather than simply taking them.
But it's so much faster just to take them. And then I can just put.
Yes, but it's much less polite.
People tend. If I just asked you who you are, Sidok, what would you tell me?
How much do you want to know?
However much you'll tell me.
I'm trying to think of how to answer that.
I just. If you're going to be my parole officer, I want to know about you.
Okay.
You apparently know plenty about me.
I'll tell him, about my childhood, growing up as an orphan, being raised, essentially by the church, the various adventures I've had, both as a child and as a young adventurer. As again, we're continuing to explore the Visharad. Yeah, just give him the general, quick life story.
Okay. 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 But see, if I just read, I don't have to worry about what you'll tell me or what you don't. I can just know.
Yes,
So much faster.
faster maybe, but sometimes people are entitled to their secrets.
Hi. Meh.
That's like meh as the answer.
That's literally what he says. People are entitled to their secrets? Meh. That's what Scal used to say.
Who?
One of my adventuring partners. He used to say, oh, people are entitled to their secrets. Laws are important. Ramus, stop stealing things.
He sounds out of character. Do I know who this is? Like which one?
Um, yeah, he's one of the only ones he's one of the still living ones. He's the Primarch of Helgidomer. Nolan's mentioned him to you a couple of times as well.
Well, maybe if you had listened to him just a little bit more, never would have gone to prison in the first place.
Maybe. You know what I went to prison for, right?
Mostly for aiding Nolan.
Hmm. Nolan was hurting. All the time. So much. He kept hearing screams. Nolan was my friend. I just wanted to help him.
A commendable desire. But
Then he went crazy.
yes.
Rames's face tightens and loses a little bit of his smile as he says that. Then he went crazy. Before anything else could happen, I was gone.
Mm,
Well, the bad news is that Nolan is still around and he's still crazy. But I guess you can take it as good news that, well, maybe you can help us fix things.
Yeah, that might be nice. I never liked being wrong.
It can be very painful.
Yeah, I can't just pay somebody and feel less wrong this time, though.
No.
It's a weird feeling. How much money do I have now?
I honestly have no idea. Realm might be able to answer that question.
Realm?
If there's money still in. Was it Alshad that we found her?
Samaza.
Maza. Yeah.
the
This
Masa,
place
yeah.
over here.
Still any treasure left in Thamaza. I imagine any funds you had secreted elsewhere have likely already been plundered.
I was pretty good at hiding money. We'll see.
Well, that I believe. Maybe they haven't been plundered then.
For example, he Ramus literally reaches into thin air and pulls out a pouch that jingles as he shakes a little. He opens it up. Yep. Still got at least some.
That's impressive. You'll have to teach me how to do that sometime.
I'd have to put you in prison for it, I think.
Well, maybe not then.
You can look at it as much as you want. He flicks his hand a little in a way reminiscent to like a stage magician hiding a card behind their hand and the pouch of coin. You can look as much as you like. So, Where are we going?
Again, I was just showing him different parts of the Vishrod,
Oh,
pointing
right.
things out as we would have walked by them. But yeah, I guess around this point, head to wherever realm is usually at this time of day.
Probably setting up her literal rogues gallery.
Yep.
Alright. So, you pop open the door to where Realm is. She turns around. Hey, Sadok! Did you find, has Ramus shown up yet?
I will just sort of take a step to the side as he, I assume, is behind me.
He is not. Ramus has
Well.
literally vanished and is behind Realm.
You said he's behind realm?
Hi! Yep. She jumps out of her fucking skin.
Oh god.
Metaphorically, not literally. And just looks up at him for a moment, tears welling in her eyes, and just gives him a big hug. He hugs her back.
Aw.
Sadok,
Yes.
could you do me a favor and just let me and Realm chat for a little bit?
Of course.
I want to catch up with my friend. And he smiles.
Sure. I'll be back in a bit.
He nods and starts chatting excitedly at Realm.
I'll go find Digroy and let him know that Ramus is back.
Does he understand his situation?
As much as I think we can expect. Yeah. You know, it's still a little bit loose with the understanding of personal property, but
Make an insight check, Sadok.
I am actually good at those.
You can add guidance to it if you want.
I did. Though that did not actually add guidance.
It does not.
Guidance would put it up to 17.
Okay. You don't see anything weird about Ramus as he's been described to you previously, specifically as the dumbest thief. Pretty sure someone has literally described him to you as that before.
Realm did.
Yep.
It's true. Oh my god, is he Rogue Howl? Fuck.
No comment. I
don't-
definitely know who you're talking about.
But yeah, I don't think he intends any harm or anything like that, but I have no doubt he'll get up to some mischief at some point.
You do know the traditional pirate response to thieving from the crew, right?
Yeet him right off the fucking boat.
Pretty much.
Since you're the, actual leader of this here keep, you might want to take your own time to try to impress that upon him. I've done what I can, but I don't want to continue to lecture him. fear that might have the opposite effect as intended.
You get a raised eyebrow for that one. Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to keep harping on it, but just, like a single warning might help. Realm said she would try to look after him as well. Hopefully between all of us, we can keep him in line.
Oh, is the prisoner here? As Christina walks through the wall with the spectral armor.
The parolee, yes.
Why are you not watching him? Said Oak.
He's catching up with Realm at the moment.
He seems, and instead of saying anything else, just makes a slight gesture with an arm, or kind of all right, yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, middle.
That thumb sideways question mark look.
Yeah.
Are you asking, or are you saying that's what he is?
Asking.
Yes.
She hasn't seen him.
Yeah, he's somewhere in that range.
In the full range.
Full range.
Yeah, he's
He's
somewhere in
somewhere
that range.
between good and evil. Got it.
This gives Sadok a look. We'll say, look, like you seem to know very little and you left him with Realm.
I trust Realm.
Yes, but...
And I don't think he's evil. Just... Again, as I was telling Duroy, doesn't have quite the same sense of personal property that most people do.
Or just about that. Is that all?
All that I've seen so far. He doesn't seem particularly malicious. I don't think he'll try to aid Nolan or anything like that.
All right.
That's a start.
Where do we go from here with him?
That's a good question. I don't know where we're going from here at all. What's our next objective?
That's a very good question, and something I'm also very curious about.
I figured.
Where are you guys going next?
Yeah.
Where do you think we're going? Because it's not there.
I've given up trying to guess where you guys are gonna go.
Yeah, can we get like a prioritized list of the different places you think we can go, so we can make sure to pick something that's not on the list at all, even at the very bottom? I mean, we do have 2 bags of holding now.
Huh.
Oh god.
Do it.
I definitely expect you guys to go to the astral plane. Bam, nailed it.
What would be really unexpected would be to do the expected.
I hate you.
Astral plane it is.
We're all vying for the worst nickname on our Discord. We want that role. We all want it.
You all have your own roles right now. Don't spoil.
Oh boy.
Don't make me come up with one for power.
You mean another one?
Another one?
Yes, another one. That's what I mean. Yeah. Where do you guys want to go?
Well, there's the primordial.
Yes.
Yep.
Find a god for the Warforged. What else we got? Do we have any leads
Have
for
you
what the
heard
hell's
the
up with
good word
Bauer?
of Tyr?
God.
Do we have any
Wait,
leads? Oh god, Tyr would be a good one actually.
Tyr actually would be.
Christian looks confused.
Um,
God for the Warforged.
No,
Like-
hold on.
You've
It's
already got the
impor-
clerics and the temple set up. You just need to expand it a
for
little bit.
the finding a god for the Warforged, no one has conclusively proved whether or not they have souls yet. Important to note, but continue.
We
But
can
we have
still
clerics.
convert them to Tyr.
But we
Whether
have
or not they have
clerics.
souls, I am sure that my god will accept them.
And I'm assuming if anybody has the detect soul spell, it's going to be a cleric.
True.
Like
Yeah.
there is no way that spell is not on the cleric list.
Actually, does Nolan have any idea if they have souls? Or a way to determine it without trying to kill one of them?
That is.
We should
very
also
good
ask
question.
Realm. I mean, she can steal people's souls. Presumably she has some way of knowing if they have one to begin with.
Cleric or
No.
necromancer, that's what we need.
Yeah. Well, you have
One of the
Nolan
two.
instead. Unfortunately, Sadok isn't that kind of priest. But Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, you said you got sleep.
I did. I did. I am. Well, that's irrelevant. I can Nolan will pipe up in your head, Sadok. I can try and take a look in them, kid. That's gonna be that'll be a lot worse on you than the last
Yeah.
time.
I don't think it's that urgent.
Okay.
Prefer to save that sort of thing for emergencies or when we really, really need to know something.
Right. Hmm. I I think they have souls, for what it's worth, but
It's as
can't know for sure.
good as a guess as any of us have. I'll share that with Diggeroy. But-
Yeah, I'm inclined to yes, just because they have minds, and there's definitely a connection between the two, and will and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can fake that without ending up with a soul anyway.
You are confused as to the state of their life force?
Yeah.
Not exactly confused so much as questioning.
What is there to question?
Well, the specific question is, do they have souls?
They are animated with life force. Why would they not?
That's what I'm thinking.
We believe we have souls. We are different from you.
Out of
Actually,
character,
give her a look.
souls multiple?
We are a collective, but we are many souls. Would that not be correct? We converse. We are together, but we can exist
That's-
beyond ourselves.
That's another. Yeah, there's definitely more than one soul then. Now he's just thinking out loud. But will they stay a collective after? Anyway, we're trying to find if there's a way to confirm the soul status of the Warforged. Because they're soul stuff. Like, souls are made of stuff. So there's got to be a way to detect that, aside from, one of them dying and then finding the soul.
Well, if Nolan can't, definitively determine it for us, Realm probably can.
Yeah. That's a point.
Joe just looks at them like, why are you even... like, why is this confusing? Everything that has life force is a soul to us. Everything returns. The cycle continues. That is the purpose of souls.
But does that apply to the Warforged?
They were built, not born.
Is there a meaningful difference?
I don't know.
People are built from other people. It is the life force that creates life.
In any case, we need to figure out what we're actually going to do.
Well,
Yeah, good question.
Actually, no. We have something that we need to do before that. Where's Bauer?
What's up?
Let's go find Bauer and
Uh-huh.
a couple of different clerics who can cast third level spells. And we have some skulls to speak with Deadwood too.
oh yeah.
Oh, yes, those.
I've got like 4 new Bauer skulls.
This is gonna be fun.
Yes, those guys. Let me pull up my notes real quick to make sure that I don't mix up which one is which. Because there were the 3, and then there was the one who was wearing the Helm of Dreams, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Okay. Which one are you doing first?
I think we'll just grab one at random and just ask each of them the same 3 questions. I'm just trying to figure out what 3 questions we should ask them to start with. Thinking, what's your
Alright.
name? What's I don't know. I'm thinking potential questions being, what's the last thing you remember? When did you die? Or what do you know about other people who look exactly like you? Any alternative questions or thoughts?
I think those are good starting questions.
That's 4 questions in total, though, and we only get 3.
I hate to say it, but I think the name might be the least interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably sure they're all different.
Right. Well, if we get names, maybe we can find them elsewhere in history.
I think you can ask 5 questions.
Can you? Could have sworn Speak with Dead was only 3.
Speak with the Dead is 5. Up to 5
Okay,
questions.
then.
We can also always change up the questions depending on what we learn from the earlier.
I mean, that's true.
Yep.
Anybody have suggestions for a 5th question?
So you save that one for any information.
All right. Grab one of the skulls at random and ask it those 4.
Okay. Only a D4. Something
Dryer
is very,
really didn't like.
Dryer.
something's very insistent that you do the thing.
The Warforged are not happy with these names you're giving them.
This is how you get Skynet, people!
All right. So for the first one, you get my name, motherfucker. My name is Yozo. Yozo Planning. I died fighting. I died fighting the dirty dogs of Helgi Domur. The last thing I remember is one of their filthy spears piercing my chest and spitting in their face. What do you mean, people who look exactly like me? Like my brother?
When did he die? I think you skipped that one.
Oh, he said that he died fighting the filthy Helgi Domurans.
Oh, I thought that was the last thing he remembered.
No, the last thing he remembers is being stabbed by one.
Okay.
Those are a bit redundant.
For the future ones, we're going to alter number 2 to what year did you die?
Though we might be able to get a sense of remember the history of when, if there was any big fights with
I'm
Good.
sure there have been several.
Several.
So, yeah, unless somebody else has any other question for him, I figure number 5 for this guy is going to be what year did you die?
Any...
I died. What do you mean I died? Last year I remember is 732? We were fighting to preserve our right. To preserve the Lich King.
Reserve Lich King.
Okay. And the other one that we can question, Maximilian Eichmann, he was around like 1,000
Yep.
ish. Okay.
1012 ish.
So he was fighting the last vampire.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Okay. So now I guess history checks to see if we know anything about the Lich King around 732 AC.
Sure. History checks.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I have a +1 in this.
Wait, Bauer, you're old. Do you remember this?
Bauer is actually good at history.
I know, that's why I asked.
Nope.
And Roll20 does not like me.
Or I may have remembered it, but I'm too old and can't remember.
Using up that nat 20 damn power.
A little bit before your time, I see.
No, I was probably there but forgot
Ooh,
about it.
Diggeroy.
Well, I mean, clearly you were there. We have your skull.
Digger, you remember some stories about you remember some stories about a kingdom who was trying to set up essentially a benevolent lich as a ruler, somebody who was trying to have undead laborers in the fields and basically free the common man from the tyranny of having to work. Sacrificing your soul to sustain the lich was reframed as something of an honor to be chosen to sustain the kingdom for longer. Helgi took exception to this and decided to wipe the kingdom out, and they had a war over it.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so that's about the right time, and you would have been in that kingdom with the Lich.
It's I mean, I guess that helps explain his comments. I don't know that it helps explain Bauer.
Mm.
Once there's a Lich involved, crazy stuff happens. As we're aware.
Yeah. I will save you a question. It was not Zalen. Zalen was not the Lich. Zalen was off being a dick to the Warrian Kingdom at the time, as he is wont to do.
I was just upset he didn't think of it first.
Maybe.
Should we be seeing if the common thread is the elderly man that keeps showing up?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can make that our fifth question for the next guy.
What, if anything,
Or we
was
could-
said to him by such a person?
Or we could even replace the fourth question with that. That might be more useful than
Yes.
this one, given our discussion with Yozel. So yeah, pull out the next skull. Try again.
Roll a d3. Okay. That was that. Ah! Ha ha ha!
So what's your name? What year did you die? What's the last thing you remember?
All right. He gives his name as Bacchus Christoph. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing that. The last year.
Put that in
I'll
chat.
spell it in a second. The last year that he remembers is last year he remembers is 1356. He remembers another fellow in he remembers being stabbed trying to protect he remembers being stabbed trying to protect right, this is this guy. He remembers being stabbed trying to protect his candidate for office.
What's the current year?
1493.
Okay. So he died trying to protect his candidate for office. Trying to think what the how to word this fourth question. I'm thinking. Anybody else, feel free to jump in if you can think how to improve this. But what encounters have you had with a mysterious laughing old man?
Add details of what he looks like.
Sure. Yes, add some clarifying detail to that.
Oh. He speaks up. I remember seeing a guy like that just a few moments ago. Maybe a few minutes. Spotted him laughing in an alleyway.
We got one more question. Anybody have any they want to ask?
Got nothing.
Then let's get back to, do you know anything about other people who look exactly like you?
No.
All right. Next skull.
Roll a d2. There we go. Alright. He is gone. So, this last guy, or this guy, is the skull that was wearing the Helm of Dreams. It is noticeably older than the other one. He gives his name as Friedhelm.
All right.
No
What year
last
did you
name.
die?
I died. A dozen years after the cataclysm.
Hmm. What's the last thing you remember?
A man in black, with frizzled hair and deathly pale skin, reaching out his hand and telling me to take it. He was floating, it looked like.
Does that sound like laughing old guy?
Nope.
Hmm. All right. Well then, ask him if he knows or what encounters he's had with laughing old guy.
Details. All details.
I don't remember an old guy, but I do remember a laughing, crazy man. He threw some knives at me once. Told me I'd die in pain over and over and over.
Do we have more questions?
We got one more question for this guy.
We need to describe the knife man somehow.
Everything he knows
Yeah.
about that person. Every detail.
But the old man or the guy in black?
The
Or
knife throwing
the
guy.
knife throwing guy?
Yeah.
Wrinkly, starting to go gray. Kept muttering to himself a lot of the time. Whenever he stopped muttering and actually spoke, it was always something weird and ominous.
Every detail. Every detail. Weird and ominous is too vague.
Is that all we get?
That's all you get.
Fucking fuck.
All right. Last skull.
Alright.
Name, year you died, last thing you remember.
Wait. Anybody who wants, make me... Anybody who wants, make me an intelligence check, read the other guy he saw. Because you have seen him before. I just want to see who remembers him in character. It's kind of fitting that Bauer remembers this. Sudoku probably does too. Remember in Bukhari, you saw a bunch of murals that depicted the creation of that orb you ended up finding.
Yes.
They showed somebody who looked very similar to the, or whose description matches up pretty closely with the other guy he describes as the last thing he saw.
So if I remember correctly, those murals showed like a good guy and an evil guy.
They showed a guy who the caliph you met under the city referred to as the Prince of Story.
Was that who it is, the Prince of Stories?
Maybe. Ooh.
Dun.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
So maybe we should go back to Bakari for Bauer.
Fuck.
But yeah, last skull.
Last skull.
Name, date of death, last thing you remember.
His name is Solomon Nickel. His last year he remembers would be 1157. He went. The last thing he remembers is a rock, the bird, coming towards him and attacking him.
And what encounters has he had with Laughing Old Guy?
He shrugs and doesn't recognize.
I'm kind of
Or
curious as to how a
verbally.
skull shrugs, but
Verbally shrugs. He is an.
and then I guess any encounters he's had with corpses that look exactly like him.
Now, I did find one once upon a time. I was digging through a crypt that we found. I was poking around, looking through the sarcophaguses, seeing if we could find any coins to sell. And I did find a corpse that looked exactly like me. And when I did, I could have sworn I heard some laughing. Of course, there was nobody there to laugh, but
Well, I think that about covers everything we can get from the skulls for the moment.
Yep.
You have another 10 days until you can until you can cast the spell on them.
Yep.
The laughter.
You know,
that
if
was not just with the others that look like Bauer.
if the earliest one died in 12 AC, maybe Ramus has met you in a past life. Maybe he knows something about you. We should go ask and figure out if Realm knows if the Warforged have skulls or souls while we're at it.
We still do not understand why you are so confused.
I mean, it's not exactly that we're confused, but the Warforged asked. Be nice to be able to answer them definitively. As is, all we've said is we think so.
Just gives a slight shrug at that. You all are strange.
So yeah, go back to Realms Gallery, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Realm and Ramus are comfortably chuckling with each other. Ramus looks up as you enter. Hi!
Hi. Yeah, I had 2 short questions. I was hoping the 2 of you might be able to help answer.
Sure?
Realm, I ask mostly just because I've seen you steal, well, a demon's soul before. Do the Warforged have souls? Apparently they're curious.
Mm, do you want me to go find out?
Can you
Let's
do
just
so
go.
without stealing one of their souls or otherwise harming them?
Mm, yeah. I can get the artificer lady, Sophia, to make me a pair of glasses, and I can make those able to detect souls.
Then yes,
It'll just take some time.
if you would be so kind.
Sure.
Several of them have been curious, apparently.
Sure.
And I guess, Ramus, before you were imprisoned, or in any of your time traveling while in prison, have you ever met somebody who looks like Pretty Boy over here? Point to Bauer.
Huh, he actually rolled pretty good. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's the dumbest thief alive. He is pretty intelligent.
Oh my god.
Um,
Is that even sentient at that point?
the evidence suggests yes.
I think that's the
Barely, but
intelligence of like
yes.
a dog.
More or less, yeah.
He's a golden retriever.
Wow.
He like ponders a little bit. Maybe. I think. I met lots of people. Most of them said things like, "Ah, who are you?" and "Ah, why are you in my house?" Or "Ah, why won't you die?" People are not very nice.
Sounds like it. Anyway, we keep coming across corpses that look exactly like him. It's a very perplexing mystery.
Weird. Are they like? Would he? Wow, damn, Ramus is on a roll.
Woo!
Are they like The same soul thingy?
It was mentioned, right, that they seem to have the same anima presence, right?
Yeah, I think we found that out when we found Maximilian.
Mm.
So, yes. As far as we can tell.
Maybe he's just reincarnating.
What
Ramus
reasons would
kinda
someone
shrugged.
reincarnate so much?
Oh. Realm will pick things up from here. Normally people reincarnate because they have something they want to do. That's normally why souls hang around, right? Same as with ghosts or revenants or any other kind of the other kinds of undead like that.
So, Bauer has some unfinished business.
Maybe. Normally that makes a ghost though. Not
Say,
a
Bauer, is there anything in particular you've been meaning to get done?
Could a curse do it?
ooh, maybe. That'd have to be a pretty gnarly curse though.
Curses get very nasty.
They do, but not. How long has this been happening to him for?
Apparently since the Cataclysm, or within a dozen years.
Ugh. Most of them don't get that nasty for that long.
Wait, who you calling nasty?
Ooh,
Calling
nasty
you
boy.
nasty, pretty boy.
Nasty, nasty boy. Fuck, you're too young for that song. Shit!
Maybe. Remus kind of leans over into Realm and is like, "Oh, so this is pretty boy." He's
Topic of
pretty.
discussion, was he?
Realm told me a little bit about him. He is pretty.
Realm, had you heard of the Prince of Stories?
Uh, yeah, I guess. Why?
Curious the stories you heard about him.
He's kind of someone out of fairy tales from when I was little. Almost like some sort of weird fae. He collects stories, he tells them, or maybe he keeps them, or maybe he is them. It's it's very unclear.
And what was his name?
Um Sometimes they called him the Prince of Stories. Sometimes sometimes they just called him Dream.
Was he ever described as having a form?
Mm-hmm.
Looks expectantly.
Very pale. Yeah. Yeah. The hell's an issue?
It's a kind of fae that steals stories.
Ah. Well, spoiler alert, because I've never heard of that before. It's not one of those.
Or is it now?
Or is it now? No, it's not.
I feel like if he was going to change it, it would have been one of the completely outlandish theories that we posed a couple weeks ago.
You're right.
Yeah. I'm still on the listen for Great Bauer theories. Yeah.
Did she describe like someone that looks like?
Yeah, she describes the exact same thing. She describes exactly what you guys saw: black clothing, pale, deathly pale white skin, frizzy black hair.
Actually, my current theory is that it's all just one giant coincidence.
Can you fucking imagine? No, I'm
I say Anton Chekhov would come out of his grave and beat you.
Yes. Yes, you
With
would.
an unfired gun.
God damn it!
I believe far too strongly in the law of conservation of detail for that.
Were there ever any stories of what the prince would do if he was angry?
Mm, he liked he tended to imprison people when he was angry. There was a story about how one of the women he fell in love with made him angry, and so he threw her into the 9 hells and never let her out.
Huh.
For thousands of years.
Just slowly looks at Bauer. Scorned lover. There's your Bauer. There's your Bauer conspiracy. He was too pretty. He was too pretty for this world.
Sounds more like he was too pretty for any other world. So he just has to keep coming back to
Like
this one.
Dream male, female, or varies?
Varies. Mostly male, but varies.
This looks like Digger curiously.
I mean, that makes sense for fae. But also means it doesn't tell us anything.
An idea of who, but not why or how to
How?
change.
Well, I think this is going to continue to remain a mystery for another day. We still need to decide where we're headed next.
Yes. Where are you guys going next?
We don't have any further leads on what to do about Bauer.
Hmm.
And it seems like no matter where we go, we're going to find more heads to talk to, so. We're all over the place.
Likely.
We
So I think we have the primordial.
yes.
There's always the cult. Was there anything for Diggeroy?
Not really, not at the moment.
Is there anything we need to do for the Viscerad? And we got the dwarves.
We got the dwarves going. Could use more ships.
Yeah, the
Gotta get
sharks
rid
are
of the
working
bunnies.
on that.
Sharks
You
are working on
can,
the
by all
ships
means,
issue.
go hunt more ships for the Viscerad if you want. The sharks are kind of working on that as an ongoing side project.
Yeah.
But
John thinks a second and looks over to Realm. You said he could help with that ship.
oh yeah,
Potentially.
the airship. That's an option.
Faster to
That
get
could be
to
useful.
other places.
Yes, yes, it is. Please take the airship. I promise there's nothing bad that can come of it.
Of course not.
Except flying things.
He's running out of sea monsters.
I feel like he'll never
Son,
run
I
out of
have-
sea monsters. We still haven't fought
Son,
more
I
than
have
like a baby
so-
Natangi.
Son, I have so many fucking sea monsters.
So we should
He's
take a
growing
ship.
bored with his sea monsters.
Well, yes, that's more correct.
But yeah, airship sounds like a good idea.
So airship, primordial. Where's the primordial again? Center of the world?
Center of the
Central.
world.
I think we have a few things off in the wildlands as well.
You do. You have two things off there. From way back. You have two things that are out there that are specifically cult related.
Okay.
So the cult was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
They've already
You
gained
guys
power.
were
A lot of the
on-
world is fucked up now. We've just.
Yeah. A long time ago, you found that dowsing machine on Scalum after killing a bunch of cult people there.
Yeah.
And two of the signatures you found from there are out in the wildlands. And I can drop the map for that if you wish.
I think even with that information, we'd still want to get the airship first.
Yeah, I mean, definitely airship first. How far are the wildlands compared to the center of the world?
The wild. So the center is like. It's not far, but it is difficult to sail. Well, both of them are difficult to sail through. Let's be real here.
Right. But we'll have an
Um,
airship by that point.
Yeah. Oh.
That'll help.
Yes, it'll help. It'll make things faster.
Oh, right. The hard part will be dealing with the wild magic in an airship. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, my point is like, as long as it's not like the center's like 20 weeks away, and the wildlands is just like a day off the edge of the map.
No.
Yeah.
They're both the center is. I really do need to texture that one map that has like
Everything.
the overview of everything.
Yeah.
But the center is maybe a few days off the south of the map. To like enter, there's a ring of mountains, and then nobody's quite sure what's inside. But the wild places are maybe a week off the east edge of the map.
Okay. Then yeah, let's plan for the airship, then the primordial, and then maybe to the cultists.
Okay, one sec, guys.
I like that plan overall.
Yeah. And I'm almost positive that something will pop up before we get to the cultists. It always seems to.
Yeah. And none of the rules, quote unquote, that we got from Zaylen mention anything about airships, right? Or like,
There's gates, 9th level spells, and 1 second. I wrote this down.
Well, it was specific 9th level spells. It wasn't.
It was kind of 9th level spells in general, but there was some like elaboration on particular.
Yeah, I think
wishes.
it was more the like reality.
Wishes were
ones.
like the worst.
Yeah,
You know, like,
I mean, like I'm sure he
probably
doesn't
more
really give a
shape
shit
things
if
have
you
their
use, like
issues.
Meteor Storm.
Yeah, that one's. Don't overdo it, but that one's probably going to be less of a deal than
Yeah,
Power
that
Word
one's,
Kill
like,
even.
not even like that significantly reality warping. Like it's basically just a really, really big fireball.
Yeah, the short version I have is no wishes, no gates. Be very careful with 9th level spells.
Yeah, that's his more or less rules.
So I can't just spam Darude's Irresistible Sandstorm. Or, yeah. Every fight.
No, you cannot spam Darude's Irresistible Sandstorm. Not unless you create another version that includes his theme song.
Done and done.
Alright. Whenever I leave for a second, I always come back to really weird conversations. Alright, where are you guys heading though? Airship, then what?
Airship, then primordial, and then maybe to cultists if nothing else crops up.
Okay, cool. I can work with that.
Yep.
Alright. I think this is where we're going to end for tonight then.
fair.
Yeah. Good session. Lots of chatting. Good times. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback?
All good? Nomination?
Nomination. Don't forget to post your what do you do with a drunken Zaylen versus in the in table talk so I can.
I think who was the
Who had it last time? Was it Diggeroy?
It was Diggeroy.
Okay.
I had inspiration.
remember.
So.
Must be you
I was
then.
gonna say I didn't have a chance to. I didn't roll anything. I'm gonna say Sadok for this one. Yeah.
Thanks. It's okay. I'm just waiting for all my bad decisions to come back and bite me in the ass.
They're gonna gang up on you.
I'm sure. It's okay.
Always do.
I've only really got like one more worthwhile level to pick up, and then it's basically just filling in time until I get bored with the character.
Doom. Cool.
Rip in peace, David.
Oh no. Again, damn it. Yeah. Shit. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least end the stream now. Thanks for hanging out with
GG.
me, people. Have
Alright.
a good one.
All right. Good night,
Yep.
everybody.
I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me.